General properties of the acids. They are sour in taste. They turn blue litmus paper red, and also they show the acidic properties. Yeah, so the acids always shows when they are dissolving in the water. And so how can we do that one is, so what will happen? The dry hydrogen chloride gas does not produce the H plus ions in the absence of the moisture. So it produces the H plus ions only in the presence of the moisture. So HCl, when we are combining it with the H2O, so it will give the, so one of the hydrogen, it will move on to the H2O and it forms the H3O plus Cl minus. So their aqueous solutions can conduct the electricity. So aqueous solutions means the acid which is dissolved in the water. So that we call it as a um, aqueous solutions. So it can able to conduct electricity. So because of the presence of the ions H plus and Cl minus. So because of the presence of the positive and the negative ions, so the acids can able to conduct the electricity, and they can react with the certain metals and with evolution of the hydrogen gas. Yes, so usually it will react with the high reactive metals such as the sodium, uh, potassium, magnesium, calcium, aluminum. So when the metals reacts with that acid, immediately it will produce as the hydrogen gas, which we can confirm from the bubbles which can able to see in the reaction. And how to confirm the hydrogen gases? When we keep the wooden splint, so in the gas, so you'll get the pop sound. So it indicates that the presence of the hydrogen gas. Okay. So now the examples. So such as the potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc. So it can able to react with the aqueous solution of the acid to avoid the hydrogen gas. So now the sodium metal is reacts with the HCl. So what is happening? H2 gas is liberated. So we'll get the salt NaCl. Then Fe is the iron metal. So when we are using the HCl, so FeCl2 plus the hydrogen gas is produced. Magnesium reacts with the H2SO4 and it produces MgSO4 plus H2 gas. Okay. So why in this reaction we have used the two, but in this reaction we have used the only 1 mole of the metal, because the sodium is present in the group 1 and it can able to form the +1 charge. So that's why. But in this case, we here the iron is a +2 charge, and magnesium is also from the group 2, it's a +2 charge. So that's why we are not writing the 2 in front of the Fe and the Mg. Now aluminium 2Al plus 3H2SO4 gives Al2SO4 thrice plus 3H2 gas. Here the aluminium is from the group 13, so it can able to form the uh, 3 electrons it can lose. So it can able to produce the 3 moles of the hydrogen gas from the sulfuric acid. So this reaction shows certain metals can displace the hydrogen atoms from the acids to form the salts. Now, next one is the nitric acid. With the nitric acid, when we are adding to the metal, so we will be getting the hydrogen gas. Mn is the manganese. Manganese reacts with nitric acid and it produces the manganese nitrate plus hydrogen. Okay. Nitric acid does not behave like this with any other metal. They can react, the acids can able to react with the base to produces the salt and the water, that we call it as a neutralization reaction. And also the acids can able to react with the carbonates and the hydrogen carbonates to form the carbon dioxide and the salt. So sodium carbonate, the formula is Na2CO3. So which can able to react with the HCl. So it forms the NaCl, NaCl plus water plus the carbon dioxide gases released. Sodium carbonate can able to react with the sulfuric acid. It forms the sodium sulfate plus water plus CO2. Then the calcium carbonate can able to react with the HCl. So it gives calcium chloride CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2 gas. Okay, how will you confirm that the carbon dioxide is coming outside? So we have to use the lime water, which is nothing but the slaked lime CaOH twice. So when we are passing the carbon dioxide gas into the tube of the slaked lime, so the white precipitate we will get it. It turns milky, milky in the sense the white suspension of the liquid we will get it. So this indicates that the presence of the carbon dioxide gas. Then NaHCO3. This is sodium hydrogen carbonate. Only one hydrogen only we have replaced it with the sodium. When it reacts with the HCl, we'll get NaCl plus water plus CO2. Then NaHCO3 reacts with the H2SO4. We will get Na2SO4 plus water plus carbon dioxide gas. So now the fire extinguisher. So what is a fire extinguisher? So the reaction between the sulfuric acid and with the sodium carbonate or the sodium hydrogen carbonate, it is used in making the fire extinguisher. So because the carbon dioxide gas is given out from these reactions. So this carbon dioxide can able to extinguish the fire. So a sealed glass tube filled with the dilute sulfuric acid is kept in the so this is the container. So we have kept the in this one a small container we have placed it, which is filled with the H2SO4. So this contains the sodium carbonate solution. Okay. So now once this plunger is on, so what will happen? The reaction between the H2SO4 and the sodium carbonate, the reaction will takes place. So immediately so from this nozzle we will be getting a lot of carbon dioxide gas. So which can able so which if the gases comes out from the nozzle, so if we direct it towards the fire, so it will extinguish us. So this reaction is very good, important in all the suppose in the laboratory and all. It may catches the fire, so we have to use the fire extinguisher, so we can use this reaction in that one. Next one, the acids reacts with the oxides of the metals to form the salts and the water. So this is the Na2O, sodium oxide. So the metallic oxide. So the metallic oxide always is a basic oxide, because when you are dissolving in the water, we will be getting the NaOH, so which is nothing but the base. So that Na2O reacts with the HCl. Actually, this is the base and the acid reaction. So we will get the NaCl plus H2O. So this is the neutralization reaction because the acid reacts with the bases. Again, the copper oxide. Copper is the metal. So it is a metallic oxide and it's a basic one which reacts with the sulfuric acid and it produces the copper sulfate, the salt plus H2O, water. Calcium oxide reacts with the HCl. It produces the calcium chloride plus water. Okay. All acids contains the hydrogen. All acids are having this chemical, having a similar chemical properties. It can able to react with the Na2CO3, NaHCO3, and it can able to react with all the bases. Everything, the chemical properties and all the same. But the way of reaction will be the different. The rate of the reaction. One will be reacting very fast, one will be reacting very slow. That depends upon the strength of the acid. Either it may be a strong acid or the weak acid. So all the acids must have something in common. So we know that when all the acids reacts with the metal, it produces the hydrogen gas. So it means that the hydrogen is the common substance, so which is present in all the acids. But all the compounds containing hydrogens are not acids. So how can we come to know that whether it is acid or not? So when we are dissolving in the water, so it should capable of produces the H plus ions. Then we call it as an acid. Say for example the alcohol. Alcohol contains the OH group and also the glucose C6H12O6. So the glucose also contains the hydrogen atoms. But They are not acid because when you are dissolving in the water, they cannot able to produce the H plus ions in the solution, and also we can able to test using the litmus paper, blue litmus. So it will not turn the blue litmus to the red. Then comes to the uses of the acids. Okay, so some of the uses of the organic and the inorganic acids. So the organic acids first. So the organic acids are nothing but which we are getting it from the nature. So the citric acid. So citric acid is used as a preservative for the food and also the flavoring agent. Ascorbic acid is also called the vitamin C in the treatment of the bone marrow and the scurvy diseases. Next one is the acetic acid. So added to the pickles to make them sour. Tartaric acid, the component of the baking powder. So the baking powder is nothing but that mixture of the sodium hydrogen carbonate and the tartaric acid. Inorganic acids, the first one is the HCl. So it is present in the gastric juice. So that will help the digestion of the food whatever we are eating. And also it's used as a bathroom cleaner, and also one of the important uses nothing but the manufacture of the polyvinyl chloride PVC. Nitric acid, the nitric acid present in the rainwater, it forms the nitrate in the soil, so which can be used by the plants for the nitrogen fixation. And also it is used in the manufacture of the fertilizers like the like ammonium nitrate NH4NO3, and also used to make the explosives such as the TNT, trinitrotoluene, and also the dynamite. Sulfuric acid, it is used in the storage batteries, so in the manufacture of the fertilizers, paints, and the pigments, detergents, and artificial fiber, and also in the manufacture of the hydrochloric acid and alum. Phosphoric acid, so it is used in the fertilizer and also in the detergent industries. Boric acid in the manufacture of the glass, glazes, and enamels, adhesives, and the explosives. And also it is widely used in the detergents, and also it is used as a grain preservative.